What's up, guys? So I got asked to do a video about what martial arts styles someone should learn if they're going to compete in MMA, if they want to be an MMA fighter, and what martial arts all should they learn. And what they should learn could be many different answers, but a lot of it is going to be according to what you can learn, according to the area you live in, what gyms are available, what martial arts are available for you to learn, and your ability and your flexibility, your level of strength. I mean, there's lots of martial arts that require less athleticism than others, but being athletic in any sport helps. So that's going to be something as well. But I would say that for starters, I would say boxing. I would say boxing is number one. Little gloves, 4-ounce gloves, change the game. I just saw again the other day, a few days ago, actually, I think in 1FC, there was a Muay Thai fighter, a world champion that had over, I think, a couple hundred fights that hadn't been finished, never been knocked out or hardly ever knocked out in his entire career, and got knocked out by hands. Got knocked out because of little gloves. Little gloves change everything, so boxing is king. That's the first martial art I would really focus on the feet. And then I would focus on wrestling. Wrestling and boxing would be my two if I had to give advice, if those were available to you. Like if you're a young man, I would say go join the wrestling team and engross yourself in it and do as much wrestling as you can for that 3 or 4 year time period. The 4 year time period, if you can go all 4 years in high school, that would be a good option. But if not, find a gym in your area that teaches wrestling, that you can learn how to wrestle. Wrestling and boxing, I think, are the two most important by far. And then there's a lot of different things. Jiu-jitsu, obviously. Jiu-jitsu is just as important too. So wrestling, boxing, and jiu-jitsu are the three most important in my mind. And then kickboxing can be many things, guys. A lot of people love Muay Thai, and I love Muay Thai. I've been to Thailand 5 times. I do think a lot of it doesn't work in MMA. I think that Dutch kickboxing is a really good option. Dutch kickboxing can be a really good option for MMA because they box a lot. Every combo, every leg combo they throw is set up with a hand. I've been to Holland. I trained in Holland for 1 month back in 2014, and I went to 3 different gyms there, and it was phenomenal training. And then I had a Dutch Muay Thai coach that will come over and train me, every couple years. I've did about 3 or 4 different training camps with him as well. So amazing experience and good style for MMA. They're a little stationary and they're a little too dependent on their hands, and you can't block as good like that with big gloves. Like they're dependent on like what you call a double forearm guard, which is very effective in boxing and very effective in kickboxing, not as much in MMA. And I say that because you notice like Overeem, who was a K1 champion, changed his style completely when he comes to MMA. He doesn't fight like the way he did in K1. With big gloves, Overeem was almost unbeatable, but little gloves do change things for sure. So Dutch kickboxing is a good option. I would say if you're a super flexible person, like you're pretty flexible or really flexible, I would say learn some Taekwondo. I would say, especially if you learn it with the boxing, where you obviously in full contact, you have to learn how to kick with your hands up. So you can't kick and keep your hands down like a lot of Taekwondo guys do. You can't really do that in MMA, but all of that can be learned as long as you're sticking to the fundamentals and learning a lot of boxing first. You can learn how to do Taekwondo kicks or any kind of kick for that matter with keeping your hands up. And another thing about Taekwondo and Karate that can be really good is they're experts at reading range. Like they don't block anything. They don't block the majority of the stuff they do. The defense they do is not blocking stuff. It's head movement for karate, like point karate fighters, and it's moving. It's being able to read range. They're so good at reading range. That's why it can be so hard to kick these guys. So that's an option if you're flexible. But for most people, most fighters coming up, the options you're going to have to do is here, at least here in America, the options you're going to have to do is going to be like to get far, in my opinion, is you're going to have to box, you're going to have to do Muay Thai, you're going to have to wrestle, and you're gonna have to do jiu-jitsu. That's probably the 4 that you can find in your town or your area, most likely that would give you the chance to go as far as you want to go. And I love karate. I love Taekwondo. But a lot of the there's not as many gyms, and a lot of the karate gyms aren't legit. Like I have the karate I train is under my coach is a 5-time national champion. He's Olympic point style national champion, and phenomenal coach, and really teaches that in and out like Wonder Boy MVP type style of karate, and that's really good. But a lot of karate gyms are McDojo gyms, and a lot of people just don't know how to teach it. So you may have to. They don't know how to teach it for MMA. So you're gonna have to, even if you go do those, you're gonna have to learn how to modify this for MMA. But you also have to do that with Muay Thai, guys. You can't think that like everyone who does Muay Thai thinks that their clinch is going to be so good and just work so good in MMA until they get put on their back, or they get hit with a 4-ounce glove. Like if let's say you're clinching someone and your head's not tied, you get countered with the overhand or something. These are all things from each individual martial art that could give you problems. You can be too stationary being a Dutch kickboxer. You'll get taken down easily doing that if you're squared up as well, because they fight a lot of squared style because they have to worry about leg kicks. That being squared up will give the wrestler a good advantage to get you down. There's details in each style that you're going to have to modify. A lot of jiu-jitsu on the ground is going to get you just beat down if you try going for leg locks or all these low percentage moves that a lot of jiu-jitsu guys go for, would get you hurt in a real fight. So each one of them you're going to have to modify. So let's say, once again, I would go back to the 4. I would say boxing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, and Muay Thai would be probably your best options. And then within that, you're going to have to find someone to teach you the stuff, or you're going to have to learn it on your own, trial and error, like a lot of us had to, where you have to learn how to mix all of that the right way and mix martial arts. And that, like a lot of stuff boxing coaches tell you in MMA will get you knocked out. A lot of stuff jiu-jitsu people tell you to do will get you knocked out. The best thing you could probably do is find an experienced fighter in your area, either as a coach or one of the more experienced teammates in the gym that have had some fights and have been able to deal with this stuff, that can give you these answers, so you can make the most of the individual martial arts to combine them into mixed martial arts. So that was I guess a long answer there, but that's the answer I got. Boxing, Muay Thai, wrestling, and jiu-jitsu are the 4 must. Anything else is a very good bonus. Judo, Taekwondo, karate, all of those could be good bonuses, but definitely wrestling and boxing are 2 that have to be down. Like if you're going to grapple people, you have to know how to take them down. If you're going to stand up and strike with them, you have to know how to avoid the takedown. So wrestling is king on when it comes to the grappling, and boxing is king on the feet because of 4-ounce gloves. That's just my opinions. So hopefully that answers your question. If you are new to martial arts and you're looking for a gym in your area, get my book, The Ultimate Guide to Choosing a Martial Arts School and Instructor. And if you have any other subjects you'd like me to go over, just leave a comment below. I always appreciate you guys' feedback, and just keep bringing the comments and the questions you have, and I'll try to get back to you with an answer. Thank you guys.